All right, on the back of yesterday's record day with ICLD, we now have another penny stock runner, PTBI. You might have gotten my late night buy alerts here last night at $3.60 and $3.80. It is now just hitting $7. So that is nearly a 100% increase in less than, 15 hours. The news was already out. George Soros basically added to his position, billionaire play, after VLTC, after SYMX, after CELH. There's a lot of billionaire plays right now for whatever reason. You have to buy every single one of them because they can all run like exactly like this. Yesterday, I was giving props to these guys on my fan page. You know, they made money on ICLD. Today, I'm just shocked at how many people are profiting and doing better than me. Here is a graph you can see in my buy alerts. This was when it was at 671. Students are now up over $300,000. So this is freaking awesome. This does not happen every single day, even though lately it seems like it does. I don't want you guys to get all crazy about this and think that it does. But first, I got to give props to people. Bull and Bears bought at 440, made 6,000, pretty sweet. Jesse Reed, I'm going to call everybody out because you guys all deserve it. Jesse Reed made $623. This was sweet. Fire Trades says sitting in a grade 11 class made $354. I'm sure Fire Trades is learning a lot in high school while making more than his teacher will make all day. And then here are a few more. Fellow 123 in an account of $3,000 made $650. And then Sean K bought at 450 and sold at 515. Do not feel bad if you sold too early. Remember, I was buying it in the threes and selling it in the fours. If you look at my actual trade alert, I said, bought this new billionaire play. George Soros bought over 1 million shares. Chance at running into the fours or even the fives, given VLTC, CELH, SYMX. And this was a spot from the Tim Alerts chat room. It pays sometimes to be in the chat room after hours. I was just looking, trying to answer a few questions, and the chat room spotted the news. I know a lot of these people were just newbies. The stock was already up from 280 to 360, and they were like, oh, I don't know, that's a big run up. And I'm like, no, you got to press it. When a billionaire invests in a penny stock, he's not looking to buy in at like 2 and sell at 3. He thinks that the company has potential. And when a billionaire basically validates a penny stock, that could mean a big run up, especially now. So the next time a billionaire buys a penny stock, I want you to be prepared. And I sold this in the fours. I made 20%, nearly 20% in less than an hour, and I made 1,300. And then I actually rebought it again at 380 and sold it too soon. And now let's see if it's in the sevens. Yeah, it just keeps going. And a lot of you guys are wanting to short it. Some of my haters have gotten destroyed. I'm sorry. Even if you hate on me, I don't want you to lose money. But it's just kind of funny that a lot of people thought that my buy alert pushed the price up. And they said, oh, this is just another Sykes pump. I'm not George Soros, okay? I didn't buy over 1 million shares. I bought 2,000 shares. You know my position. And when this stock starts running, it just keeps going, as you see. A lot of shorts. I apologize to all of you idiots for shorting in the fours, fives, and the sixes. Just because I sold too soon does not mean that I think that it's necessarily going to go down. It just means I don't know how high it's going to go. So I would not be shorting this anytime soon. This could be over $10 tomorrow for all we know. Remember, VLTC went to 21. I don't think this gets up there. VLTC, Icon bought 52% of the company. With this one, Soros only bought 5%. So it's not as big of a billionaire investment, but it is still validation. Let me get to some more students. The Brandon Pio, I love this. This was pre-market. Him and I think it's his mom or his sister. Both of them, I remember it's a whole family that wants to learn, and they're both challenge students. They bought 1,000 shares at 8 a.m. at 391, sold 1,000 shares at 451, $600, profits in less than an hour, done for the day. Peace out. I'm sure Brandon is feeling bad now that it's at 7, but that is a good day. You have to keep everything into perspective. I made nearly $2,000. A lot of it are like, oh, Tim, you could have made like 10,000 or something. I don't care. The difference in my life between 2,000 and 10,000, I've seen hundreds of these plays. I usually mistime them. The key is being there early. And more importantly to me, I put you guys in a spot where you can profit. Now, I would not be holding at $7 a share. You will never see me buy a stock at 360 and sell it at 7 unless, it gaps up and doubles overnight. Sometimes that happens. But if the stock goes up intraday like 100% like this, I'm not going to be holding because I take my profits. That is how I became a millionaire. But congrats to those of you who just keep holding. This is a great trade. Mouse ears in at 4, out at 470. Mr. Business in at 410, out at 460. Al-Wazan, I got to give props to him. He's a challenge student. Sometimes when you buy a stock and it doesn't spike up and you see like a wall of sellers like on GIGA, it's okay to reverse and short. I wouldn't be shorting PTBI because there's really no wall of sellers. It just keeps uptrending. But Al-Wazan, he's one of my challenge students, and he recently tripled his account. He sent me a nice video of him trading from the Maldives, and he saw a wall of sellers on Giga, and he covered. So don't be afraid to adapt to price action. Here is JP Dragon, made 200. Chris K made 31 cents on PTBI, had a goal and executed it perfectly. That's all you can do. Here is Sean K, bought at 452, sold at 515, made 600 bucks. Chaz, I don't know if he's still holding, but a few hours ago he was saying that he was in at 415 pre-market and he's holding it till it plays out. So I hope he's still in it, in which case it's at 7 and he's nearly doubled his money. Here is Thello123 in my small account of 3,000, made 650 today. Rex has been in since 5. JP Dragon, 1,000 shares at 530. Ka-ching, I love Tim's strategy. It just keeps going. These are just a few. The comments are getting too out of hand today, but I wanted to show you guys a few just so that you understand that it's not just me making money. A lot of gurus make money and then all of their students and followers lose money because their whole teaching is just based around alerting. I freaking hate alerts. I like video lessons like this. I like my DVDs. Nobody else has as many DVDs as me because I want you to be prepared ahead of time. The alert is just a real-time reminder that the pattern works. Here is Made Y'all Sell in at 513, out at 564, nice 10%. Caddy Jack bought in at 436, still holding. This one is my favorite. This is his Profitly username is Svai, S-V-A-I. His real name is Mark. He said, just closed another trade on PTBI. I'm exhausted. I'm taking a break to count my dollars. Totally unbelievable morning, out of this world. And I said, that sounds amazing. How much did you make? And he said, above 20,000-ish. 20,000-ish in profits. Love you, Tim. I love you too for, I think, being the top student with the number of profits, amount of profits today. I'm not sure. I know there's some people who have bigger trades and they said they didn't want to tell me their position size because they don't want to jinx it. But so far, Svai wins with a $20,000 profit in one morning. He said, best day ever. Thanks to all I've learned since joining. Thanks again. Very thankful. And that's great. He has the right attitude, locking in the $20,000. If you can make $20,000 in a morning, that's a damn good morning. Here is STR 8 up 77, up 450. This one's awesome. This is that guy sitting in grade 11 class and made $354. I had to retweet that just because, a lot of people are like, Tim, how old do you have to be? Do you have to be 21? No, you can sit in a grade 11 class. You can sit in a grade 5 class. I started with a custodial account where it was in my parents' name because unless you're 18, you can't have an account in your own name. So don't be afraid to ask your parents, set up a custodial account. I understand penny stocks are evil, I'm evil, day trading is evil, but when you have this opportunity, you can take advantage of it. You can trade small, you can buy 100 shares. Even if you bought 100 shares and this thing keeps going at 717, let's say you bought 100 shares on my buy alert at 360 or 380, you're up nearly 400 bucks. That is good for anybody's age, whether you're, 7, 17, or, 33. It doesn't even matter. I showed you a little of my spikeability just now. I have too many projects going on. I'm finishing spikeability. This is one of the outlines that I'm doing. Here is Alan Abbas, made $556 realized and about $300 unrealized. Harry MJ, tiny profits compared to everyone else, but 231 on a $500 account. Hey, Harry, do not compare yourself to everybody, okay? Don't feel like, oh, just because someone's making 20,000, you have to make 20,000. When you can grow your account 50% in one day, compare yourself to Wall Street, okay? These people are trying to make 50% over like a year or 2 or 3 years. If a hedge fund or a mutual fund makes 50% on their money in 3 years, or a mutual fund makes 50%, they're considered one of the best hedge funds and mutual funds in the world. You just made it in one morning. That goes to show you how full of shit the mutual fund and hedge fund industry is and why you can really take advantage of your small account. I know it might not seem like a lot, but if you can keep making 30, 40, 50% gains, your account will grow very fast. So don't you dare compare yourself and put yourself down just because you have a tiny account. We all have to start somewhere. Here is Sean K. Made $150 on a $700 account. Here's Invest126, made $1,285, in at $389, sold at $440, thought it would crash at the open. I specifically said when it was in the fours, I was like, I would not be buying. So I underestimated it too. Here is Masters, made $356. William McKelvey made $2,500. Top Dog made 5%. Farm Doc made $120 on a $500 account. Brains 86. Bought at $395, out at $432. And Girl Bun made $731. First week in chat, not going to be my last. Yeah, now you start to see the potential here, okay? I did not time this perfectly. I did not predict this huge run-up. I thought that it would only go to the fours or the fives. But it's okay to underestimate things, and it's okay to make a little as opposed to a lot. I was on the right side of the trade. I had the right idea, buying when a billionaire invested in this company and selling for 20% profits. I didn't know that I would have 100% profit right now. I really had no idea that it would go to the sevens. But I had the indicators, I had the news, and most importantly, I had the price action. The stock had already spiked. So I don't want you trying to predict which is going to be the next billionaire stock. Just wait for the news, wait for the price action, and then, wait for it to go up. Thank you.